Hello beautiful people of the internet! You may or may not notice about me, but I love to dye my hair in all kinds of funky colors. I usually tend to stick with reds and oranges, but nonetheless I really like to have it all kinds of bright colors. So when I saw that Hayley Willams and Color Me Brian developed their own hair dye, I just needed to try that out. I just had to. So at first I wanted to dye my hair just like I always dye my hair, but then I suddenly got the brilliant idea to do it on camera so that you guys can come on this journey with me. So as you can see, my hair is in its own natural state. I washed it, I haven't put any sort of products in my hair, and as you can see, my hair is flat AF and I absolutely hate it. But we're gonna do something about that very soon. So because this is a pretty new product actually, I thought I would do a whole video about it. So that's also why I decided that this video is going to be divided in 4 different parts. The first part is going to be an unboxing. So I'm gonna get the box, I'm gonna tell you what I know about the product as we unbox the products. Then the second thing that I'm going to do is do a sort of first impression. I'm going to show you the product, the packages, I'm going to tell you what I think of it, and then I'm also going to do a little swatch of it on my hair just to have an idea of what it's going to be. And thirdly, I'm going to test it by actually dyeing my entire head. And then lastly, I'm going to give you a quick little review of the products and what I thought was good and not so good about it, and that's basically what this video is going to be. So I'm also going to put the right time next to each chapter in the description, so if there's a specific part that you'd like to see and you don't want to watch all the rest, you can just skip it and just watch the part that you want to watch, and then that way everyone's happy, because I fear that this video is going to be longer than the videos that I normally put up on this channel. A little disclaimer though before we actually start with the video: I am not a beauty person at all. I am just someone who really enjoys to dye their hair. I probably don't even do it the right way, I just do it my way. I'm not a professional, I'm just a hair enthusiast. So I'm sorry if there's going to be a lot of things that you don't agree with in this video. This is just my way of doing things and my opinion on stuff. So now that that's said, let's continue. This is how the package looks like. I really like that they have their own kind of tape for the package. And now we're gonna open it and just see what's inside it. And oh my god, I'm so excited. The reason I'm not wearing a lot of makeup, by the way, is because I also have to bleach the roots of my hair. I know that there's going to be a lot of water going into my face and my makeup is going to go literally everywhere. So I kept it minimalistic, and I know that I look like shit, but it's gonna be better, okay? Once my hair is dyed, it's gonna all look better. So the things that I know about this hair dye is that first of all, it is vegan and cruelty free, which is always a plus. I also know that they put a lot of pigment in it so that the colors stay bright, because that was the problem with a lot of hair dyes that I used to in the past as well. I always feel like their brightness goes away rather quickly. Hayley Willams herself said that she wanted to have a hair dye that keeps the brightness as long as it can. And I know that there's a lot of essential oils in it as well, because coloring your hair is very damaging for your hair, obviously. And that way you can still have some sort of hair treatment. And apparently it also smells really good, so we're gonna see that in a minute. I've opened the box now, and the first thing you see when you open it is bubble wrap, which is always a plus, I suppose. And then when you open it, you have the good Dayang bottle, I suppose. So as you can see, I ordered an orange one and a red one. I am kind of surprised that they came into actual boxes. I didn't expect that. It's really cool. It really looks very professional that way. And in the box there's also a few stickers. So you have the blue one that says Good Die Young. You have this one that says Die Happy. And then you have this one that says Die Happy with a smiley face, kind of. I'm going to put these into good use, so thank you for the little extra. And then let's go into the bottles or tubes or whatever you want to call it. So when you open the box, you get a tube of hair dye, and I suppose that these are the instructions. Yes, they are. Oh wow, this is cool. You get the instructions, but it's like a cartoonish style, so it's like a comic. This is so original. I like this a lot. So this is what the tube looks like, and you can already see the color through the bottle a little bit. When you open it up, it has a lid on, which is perfect. Take that off. Ooh, and people are right, this really smells good. yeah, I like that. It doesn't smell like the chemicals that I usually do on my hair. And as you can see, the coloring is also very bright, which is perfect. This one is called Riot, and it's based on the color that Hayley Williams had in her hair when the whole Riot album came out. And then the next one is called Rock Lobster, and that one is based off of another song that I don't really know, but I know it's a song. So I think I'm going to look that up later on. Oh, this is the same. Okay, so the instructions are the same. Don't know what I expected there. And again, there's a little lid, and we're gonna take that off. Now this is what the red color looks like, and it looks a bit darker than I imagined it to be, but I still think it's beautiful. So yeah, these are my colors. I'm very enthusiastic to see what they will look like on my hair. So I'm going to go and do a little swatch of it to see how the colors turn out, and then I'm going to be back and I'm going to show you what they look like. So see you in a bit. Hi! So I just came back from the swatches that I said I was going to do. Basically what I did is I took a little piece of hair and I just put a dye on it just to see if I'd have any allergic reaction to it, and just to kind of see how the colors turned out, and they turned out beautiful. First I'm going to show you the red strip that I did. I just applied it on the hair color that I have right now, and it turned out to be this beautiful bright red color. I honestly didn't think it would be this bright when I saw it in the little tube, but it did turn out to be exactly what I wanted it to be. So I can't wait to dye the rest of my head in this color. And then on the other side, I tried a little bit of the orange color, which is not that visible since my hair is already orange, but it is a beautiful orangey color. I do have to say it's not as bright as I thought it would be. I imagined it to be more like a carrot orange, like a deeper orange. I don't know, I feel like this is more like a gingery orange than like this carrot orange that I imagined it to be. But I still think it's a very beautiful color. As you can see, by the way, it didn't color the roots on any of the sides, so I will have to bleach my roots in order to apply the colors. But I am very happy that I don't have any allergic reactions to it, and that the colors are the colors that I really wanted to have. So that were the first impressions, I suppose. And yeah, let's get into the bleaching then, shall we? Okay, I actually hate myself so much for this, but I have been filming the past 40 minutes of me bleaching my hair while I was recording the sound, but there was no webcam recording going on. So I basically did this whole thing, commentating on everything, for nothing, because I don't have any footage to show you, which absolutely sucks. So I'm just gonna give you a quick update, fill you in on what happened. This is my bathroom. Welcome to my bathroom. This is my dye shirt, which you can see on all of the spots that it has. And I have bleached about, let's say, 2/3 of my head already. And I said so many things that I haven't been recording. So we're just gonna continue from here on out. And I hope I didn't forget to tell you something important, because oh my goodness, I can literally, I hate myself so much at this moment. Like, always double check if you're recording, always double check. But basically, I have never bleached my hair before, so I took this bleaching powder and I mixed it with this cream that is a 30 volume cream. And I've been applying it on most part of my head. And at first I was a bit scared that I may be not doing it right, but as you can see, it is bleaching, so my roots are getting lighter, which means that it must be working. But yeah, let's just double check if it's recording. Okay, it's recording this time, so I'm just gonna continue from here on out, and that way you are informed of the things that I have done and the things that have happened with my hair. Let's continue then, shall we? So that's the second part also done. Now all that's left is to do this little part here, and then we're done with the bleaching, finally. what bleach makes me do. It makes me fucking sneeze. Alright, so I'm done bleaching my hair. And I do have to say that I seriously get this feeling that I have used way too much hair bleach, or at least more than I should have. I'm just gonna keep it in like this and hope for a good result. So I hope that my roots are going to be bleached, which by the look of it seems to already be happening quite good. But yeah, I just hope that I haven't ruined my hair now and that it's not gonna fall off by the end of the video. I am going to wait for another half an hour now until everything is bleached completely, and then I'm going to wash it off, and then I will see you right back for when I apply the hair dye. So I will see you then. Bye. Alright, so I've washed out the bleach, I have dried my hair. I don't see any brown colors, like roots coming through, so I think I did alright. So now we can get on to the actual coloring. Finally, I'm going to dye half of my hair orange and the other half red, right in the middle. So I think I'm going to start with the orange, because if there are some places that I go over the half of my hair, I can still cover it up with the red. Alright, so I divided it, now it's time to dye it. Excitement! Alright, so that's part one of my head done. I ended up using the whole tube of hair dye. I honestly didn't think that I would use it all. I thought I would have a little bit left. Now it's time to do the second part of my head, which is going to be rock lobster, the red color. So let's do it. I am ready for this. Let's do this. So now it says on the package to wait about half an hour to let it all sink in and stuff. So while it's all working into my head and stuff, I am going to eat something because it is past dinner time already and I am absolutely starving. So I think that when I've eaten something, I think it will be a half hour further, and then I will just rinse it out, and then I'm going to show you the result. I can't wait to see what it looks like. I hope it looks good. So I'm going to keep you updated, and I will see you in half an hour. Ta-da! So this is the final result. This is what it looks like. The orange is brighter than I expected it to be, and the red is a bit darker than I thought it would be, but all in all, I think it's absolutely beautiful and I love the way my hair turned out to be. When you look a little closer, you can see that the orange is brighter at the roots where I bleached my hair than where the rest of my hair is that wasn't bleached. But all in all, I think it's a beautiful color. I absolutely love this. The red is also very beautiful. It's like this beautiful mermaid red. I feel like the red is more a consistent color, as in everywhere is the same color red, while the orange I feel like has different shades in it. But all in all, I think it's beautiful. I think it turned out amazing and I'm so happy with how it looks like on my head right now. So then I think we have come to the last part of the video, which is the review. First of all, I was very impressed that it came into this little box, like the little hair dye boxes. I did not expect it to actually come in boxes. I thought it would just be the tubes like that, so that was a really cool bonus. It felt like this extra special. I did have to say that I thought I would have a bit more product. I now used 2 tubes to dye my hair in these colors. My hair is not that long, and I don't really know why, but I just expected to not use the entire tubes on my head. So I thought I'd have a little bit of hair dye extra. So a little bit of extra hair dye there I wasn't going to use, because I thought that would be really cool to like refresh my colors if they fade. But that's not the case. They are both as empty as can be. I managed to dye all of my hair, so I don't think I really have something to complain about here. My hair feels softer than I expected it to be, especially because I bleached it and I didn't condition it, since the instructions specifically say to not condition it. So I do believe that the hair dye has lots of conditioning elements to it. Another thing that I really liked about it is that it smells so good. Like I said at the beginning of the video, the formula contains a lot of essential oils because coloring your hair is really damaging, and that way they try to like feed your hair a bit and to like give it a healthy glow again and to make it feel healthy again without damaging it too hard, and I do think they succeeded in that. So yeah, this hair dye actually smelled amazing, and even now I still really like the way my hair smells. Then when it comes to the shipment and the payment, it took a while for the package to be paid. Like, my mom has a credit card because I don't use that, so I don't have one, and it actually took a few weeks for the money to actually, you know, get off of the credit card. So I don't really know if there was a problem there or not. And then I also had a few troubles with the shipment, I suppose. On the website it says that it could take up to 2 weeks for your package to arrive. That's just how things work, I guess. Since I'm someone who lives in Belgium and this is a package that had to come from the US, it was only logical that it would take a while. What I do find kind of a bummer, however, is I paid about $15 for the shipment, which is a bit much, but again, I do understand it since it comes from the US and I live in Belgium, which is a European country, and it has to travel all the way to here, so I do get it, and I didn't really mind spending $15 extra for the shipment. What I didn't know was that I would have to pay extra for customs charge, I think it's called in English, which in a way I should have thought of, I suppose, but I searched it up on the website and there was nowhere to be found anything about it, and I had to pay an extra 25 euros to actually get my package, which means that I paid about 40 euros to get my package here, which is like more than I paid for the hair dye. I don't know, like 40 euros to have it delivered is a bit much for me personally, and I do wish that Good Dye Young had mentioned something about that on the website, which I checked and they didn't, so that's a bit of a pity, that's a bit unfortunate, but that's actually the only downside that I had when it comes to like everything. From what I've seen now, the product is really good, it's really easy to work with, it smells amazing, and I feel like the colors are very vibrant and exactly what I wanted them to be. I don't know how this will look like in a few days though, because this is now freshly applied to my head. I can't tell you right now if it's still gonna be as vibrant in a few weeks, which I'm guessing it probably won't, but hey, you never know. Like, the yellow that Hayley had in her hair stayed pretty vibrant for so many weeks, so chances are that this is going to keep being vibrant for a long time, but I can't tell you that right now. Overall, I think I would give the product a 9 out of 10. Would I buy it again? again? Maybe. I would if it was only for the product, sorry, but 40 extra euros just to get it here is a bit too much for me personally. But it is a good product, so if I can get my hands on it somewhere in Europe, I most definitely will try it again. But hey, that's just my opinion, that's just what I think of it. Overall, it's a very good product. I think it's very original in its presentation and it has a really unique vibe to it. Like, even the instructions are so original. Like, I've never seen a hair dye with such original instructions before, and I think it's absolutely brilliant. So, like I said, overall, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. And yeah, that's my review, I suppose. Nothing too fancy, but I honestly just don't really know what else I can say about it. If you would like to stay up to date with my hair adventures, you can always follow me on Twitter or Instagram, because on here I post regular updates on how bright the colors are and how the products are and stuff like that. So you can always follow me if you want to know more about it. If you have some questions about the good dye young or just having bright hair in general, you can always leave them in the comments and I will do my best to answer as best as I can. Again, I'm not a professional, I don't know how to do my hair, I just really enjoy it. I really like to help people out as well. And yeah, that being said, I suppose we reached the end of the video then. This was a different kind of video for me. I've never done something like this before, so I have absolutely no idea how it's going to turn out, if it's going to be good or not. I hope it will, but you never know with these kind of things. So yeah, other than that, I hope you enjoyed watching the video, even if it was something a bit different. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I love you very much, and I hope to see you very soon. Bye!